91% rubbing alcohol is great for antiseptic, it's a good antibacterial, it is extremely flammable, and it is also exceptionally good at getting rid of acrylic paint off of plastic minis without affecting the plastic or the glue holding them together. One of the things that it can also do quite well is to clean grease and debris and dust off of an existing plastic mini, again without touching the existing plastic or glue. So what we're going to do is we're going to show you exactly how that works on a painted model, and then we're going to prepare the two unpainted models before you for painting. So you bought some minis online, or maybe you did a bad job painting or over-primed or decided to go with a different paint color or any number of other reasons that you have to strip a mini back down to bare plastic. That seems kind of daunting. There's a lot of cracks and crevices, there's a lot of issues that can come up, and honestly it just seems like an awful lot of work. But the proper thing to do in this case is not to overwork the solution, is to find a solution that works. So what we're doing here is we're just letting this guy soak. He's been in there for about 2 minutes at this point. So I think we're going to agitate it a little bit, and then we're going to get the ever handy toothbrush out and go ahead and show you what happens when we try to scrub off some of that paint. And that is our Space Marine after sitting in the solution for just a few minutes. Just a real light scrubbing to try to remove some of that paint, which is not that easy to do with just one hand. But you can see right there we're just flaking that paint off, but the shoulders and everything else is staying together just as well as it ever has. So it'll just be a matter of a tiny little bit of elbow grease and all of that paint will come off of that mini, and then the other 5 standing right back there, or the other 4, will get cleaned up as well, and they'll be returned to their owner fresh and ready for another coat of paint. And any mini that you have that needs to be cleaned up like that will clean up just as well. I found that alcohol will clean off enamel, it'll clean off acrylic, it'll clean off your oil and anything else that just sticks to the mini. The one thing I have found that it will not clean off is the paint that Fantasy Flight Games uses on their X-Wing models. It will, however, clean off the stains and oils that they use to bring out the panels and the highlights on the ships themselves. So I'm going to go ahead and finish up this guy, but really you can just keep repeating this process, and the alcohol here will be good until it evaporates or until it's too cloudy to use. And there we have it. You can see the job that's been done so far. The terminators over here have been pretty well cleaned up. I think I'm going to hit them again with just another batch of clean isopropyl. And these guys over here, my Fire Warriors, have been wiped down with an isopropyl soaked rag. You can see there's a little bit of paint debris on them from the toothbrush and the scrubbing action. Be very careful when you're doing this because you will inadvertently splatter your entire work area. I've just spent 15 minutes cleaning mine up. Again, you can use your isopropyl and a standard paper towel, soak it pretty good, and just scrub it down. Any wooden surfaces that you hit like that, you'll have to be a little gentle on so you don't remove the finish or muddy it up, but should clean right up. And then it's just a matter of getting your hands clean and you're off and running. Now, a word of advice, if you use this to scrub your hands clean, or if you have long-term exposure to it, you should probably use some sort of lotion or moisturizer, because the isopropyl will pull all of the oil out of your hand as well, and it will dry your skin out, and if you're prone to dry skin, it can become a problem. So there you have it, using standard rubbing alcohol to clean paint off of minis, and like I said, aside from a few nooks and crannies, it does a fantastic job. And that does it for this week's video. We'd like to thank Louis DeLuna and Marshall Day for being our very special supporters, and we'd also like to welcome Jason Schneider to being a supporter for us this week. It's been a lot of fun so far, and we're looking forward to making a lot more great videos. So thanks for your support, and for those of you who are watching that don't support me on Patreon, I'd like to welcome you to please just take a minute to go ahead and click the link and go on out to Patreon, see what it is that we're all about, and maybe throw in some support. Thanks.